As we tried to make clear in court today, what happened to Mahmoud Khalil is nothing short of extraordinary and shocking and outrageous. It should outrage anybody who believes that speech should be free in the United States of America. Anybody who believes that speech should be free in the United States of America. Mr. Khalil is a lawful permanent resident off the streets of New York City simply because the current U.S. government, the current administration at the White House dislikes. It is absolutely unprecedented. The grounds that are being cited by the government for purportedly claiming to revoke his green card and putting him in removal proceedings. This is a person who is a lawful permanent resident. This is a U.S. person. Those grounds are vague. They are rarely used. Essentially, they are a form of punishment and retaliation for the exercise of free speech.
And capitalism. And that's why
Mahmoud, of course, is a fighter. He's been a prominent advocate for Palestinian rights. He's equally unbowed. He's in good spirits considering these circumstances, and he looks forward to being back here at home in New York.
One thing that's different now is the legal infrastructure. The question is about immediate next steps. We will be filing amended papers demonstrating joined by our colleagues from the ACLU and the New York Civil Liberties Union, filing amended papers that substantiate in more detail the unlawful nature of his detention, and thereafter we'll pursue an expedited schedule to have the court hear his demand that his detention is unlawful and that he should be released. And we will also be dealing with the government's claim that this court is not the proper venue.
The government, as far as we understand it, is relying on a rarely used provision in immigration law to justify the detention of a lawful permanent resident and his placement and removal proceeding. It is a provision that basically says that if the Secretary of State determines that a non-citizen's presence or activity in this country poses a serious risk of adverse foreign policy consequences potentially, that person can be processed for removal. Now, of course, that provision is not only rarely used, it is certainly not intended by Congress to be used to silence dissent.
Mr. Khalil's detention has nothing to do with security. It is only about repression. The United States government has taken the position that it can arrest, detain, and seek to deport a lawful permanent resident exclusively because of his peaceful, constitutionally protected activism. In this case, activism in support of Palestinian human rights and an end to the genocide in Gaza.
Earned that through his conduct and his commitment. At issue in this case are, of course, of extraordinary importance, and my colleagues have laid that out here and in court. But as important as those principles are, our commitment to the case, the whole team's commitment to the case, and Amy's commitment to this case, is also about the human being, Mahmoud Khalil. He is a person who is loved, who is respected, who has earned that through his conduct and his commitment to his community and to all of us.
Thank you.
I will be reading a statement on behalf of Mahmoud Khalil's wife, who does not wish to be named. My husband was kidnapped from our home, and it's shameful that the United States government continues to hold him because he stood for the rights and lives of his people. I demand his immediate release and return to our family. His disappearance has devastated our lives. Every day without him is filled with uncertainty.
I'm not just trying to flex on y'all, but anyways, it doesn't matter.
Mahmoud is a man of decency, honor, and kindness. He has distinguished himself in his work as an advocate and negotiator, as someone committed to peaceful resolution of difficult situations. He is a consummate diplomat in his disposition and his character. What the Trump government is doing to Mahmoud is obscene. We will not allow a white supremacist president. Where exactly are we in the poem that begins, "When they came for the communists, I did not speak out"? Well, they've already come for the asylum seekers. They've come for the migrant families. Now they've come for Mahmoud Khalil. It's not a very long poem. So how far down the list do you think you are?
Removal. Now, of course, that provision is not only rarely used, it is certainly not intended by Congress.